Going to be solving for the variable x. You want to make sure that this 4 is moved over and you have the square root of x by itself. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. We have the square root of x equals 3. And then you're going to go ahead and square both sides. What the squaring does is it's going to cancel out the radical. So then we get x equals 9. And then you have to check your solution. So for x equals 9, we're going to put 9 square root plus 4 equals 7. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 7 equals 7. So that is a solution. 2, we're going to use the index that's stated, and it's 3. So we're going to multiply both sides to the third. You're going to raise both sides to the third power. You're adding 1 to both sides, so you're going to get 4x minus 8 equals 5. This is underneath the cube root, and then we're going to raise both sides to the third power. So what this does is it takes away, on the left, it takes away the power and the radical, and on the right, we're going to get 125. So now we're solving for x. So 125, this is going to be plus 8. So this is going to be 133. And then divide by 4. So it's 133 over 4. And then you want to check your solution. And what I mean by check solution, you want to make sure that the left equals the right. So it's 4 times 133 over 4 minus 8 minus 1 equals 4. We put that in the calculator. 4 equals 4. So this is the solution. And you're going to check your solution for x equals 133 over 4. You're going to square both sides. So when we square, you want to recall that this is going to expand to x minus 5 times x minus 5. So then here we have 4x minus 15 equals x minus 5 squared. So we have 4x minus 15 equals x squared minus 10x plus 25. We need to move all of this over here because we need to make this equal to 0 in order to factor it. So minus 4x plus 15 minus 4x plus 15. So now we have 0 equals x squared minus 14x plus 40. When I factor this, I'm going to get x minus 10, x minus 4 equals 0. So we need to check our solutions once we get an answer. So x minus 10 equals 0, 0 equals x minus 4 plus 10 plus 10, x equals 10 plus 4 plus 4, x equals 4. So once we check, and what I mean by checking, whatever this number is, right, you're putting it back here to see if the math is right. So if we check this, it's going to be x equals 10, x equals 4. So we have to start from you have to go back into the original equation up here. It's going to be 4 times 10 minus 15 equals 10 minus 5. So then I get 5 equals 5. That's correct. And then 4 times 4 minus 15 equals 10 minus 4. So then this is 1 equals negative 1. This is not equal, so the only solution, the only solution is 10. Our common denominator here is going to be x. So we're going to multiply each term by x. So we're going to get 1 minus 3x equals 4. We're going to subtract 1 from both sides. Negative 3x equals 3. Divide by negative 1. Or excuse me, negative 3. X equals negative 1. Negative 1. It's going to be our solution. This does check out. Because if I put a negative 1 here, I get negative 1 minus 3. So I would get negative 1 minus 3 equals 4 divided by negative 1, which is negative 4 equals negative 4. And we have number 2. You're multiplying to find the common denominator, so you have to multiply by the terms that are given. Since this has the a minus 2, and this one doesn't have the a minus 2, so you have to multiply the common denominator to be 2 times a minus 2. So you're multiplying each term by that. So 2a minus 2, 2a minus 2, and then 2a minus 2. So then we get 2a plus a minus 2 equals 8. So 2a plus a minus 2 equals 8. 3a minus 2 equals 8. Adding 2 to both sides, we get 3a equals 10 divided by 3. A equals 10 thirds. That does work out. Okay, number 4, same thing. Common denominator. Let's zoom in. Common denominator is going to be y and then y plus 1. Y squared plus y. So then it's 16 times y plus 1, because it's y, and then y plus 1, y plus 1, and then y plus 1. So 16y plus 1, and then it's going to be minus 16y plus, or excuse me, equals 2y plus 2. 16y plus 16 minus 16y equals 2y plus 2. So 16 equals 2y plus 2 minus 2. 2y equals 14. Divide both sides by 2. Y equals 7. And that does check out. So that is a solution. So the solution could be presented like that, or it can be presented with like the variable equal to. Way to solve. It says suppose there are 40 deer introduced to protected wilderness area. The population of the herd P can be approximated by P equals 40 plus 20x equals 1 plus 0.5x. And then you're going to cross multiply to solve. Determine the time required for the deer population to reach 175. So P equals 175. And then P is 40 plus 20x over 1 plus 0.05x. So 175 equals 40 plus 20x over 1 plus 0.05x. So this is over 1. So what I mean by cross multiplying 175 times the denominator, and then 1 times 40 plus 20x. So then it's going to be 175, 1 plus 0.05x equals 40 plus 20x. 175 plus 8.75x equals 40 plus 20x. You're going to subtract 20 from both sides. Or actually, yeah, that works. So I'm going to subtract 20x from both sides. And then it's going to be 175 So 8.75 minus 20 equals negative 11.25x equals 40 minus 175 minus 175. Negative 1.25x equals negative 135. Divide both sides by negative 11.25. Negative x equals 12. So it's 12 years. Factoring by groups. So we're not going to do the first one. Let's do the second one, because the other one's just regular factoring. So this is going to be x squared and x squared, because it's x squared squared equals x to the fourth. And so when I make my organizational chart, I have 1, negative 4, so I have negative 3, negative 1. So this is going to be, or actually, it's going to be, let me think about this. It's going to be 4 and positive 1. So it's negative 4 plus 1 equals 0. X squared minus 4 equals 0. X squared plus 1 equals 0. Add 4 to both sides. X squared equals 4. Square root of x squared. Square root of 4. X equals positive and negative 2. Minus 1 minus 1. X squared equals negative 1. Square root of x squared. This is an imaginary 1, so it's positive and negative. So x equals positive and negative I. So altogether, our solutions are negative 2, 2, I, and negative I. Doesn't matter the order that you present them in. Then we have number 3. Number 3, we're looking at the same thing as problem number 2. So I have 1 is my coefficient, so I'm saying A equals 1, B equals 22, C equals negative 75. And we're going to understand that x squared is going to be, x squared is x to the fourth. So you can still use the AC method. So then we're going to have 1, negative 75, minus 20, or positive 22, positive 25, negative 3, x squared plus 25, and then x squared minus 3 equals 0. X squared plus 25 equals 0. X squared minus 3 equals 0. It's 25 minus 25. X squared equals negative 25. The square root of x squared equals the square root of negative 25. X equals plus and minus 5i. Plus 3 plus 3. X squared equals 3. Square root of x squared. Square root of 3. X equals positive and negative square root of 3. So then together it's going to be negative 5i, 5i, negative square root of 3, square root of 3. No decimals. And then we can do number 4. That's just factor by grouping. So then it's going to be x squared, so 2x plus 5, and then minus 4, 2x plus 5 equals 0. You always want to make sure that on all of these, they've been pretty good, that you always have equal to 0. So then I get x squared minus 4 times 2x minus 5 equals 0. X squared minus 4 equals 0. 2x plus 5 equals 0. Add 4. Take the square root. X equals positive negative 2. minus 5, and then divide by 2x, or divide by 2. So x equals negative 5 halves. So altogether on this one, it's negative 2, 2, and negative 5 halves. And then let's do number 6, because 4 and 5 are like the same. So for number 6, we're just going to look for the GCF. I have an x, so I get 6x squared minus 11x minus 7 equals 0. This is a good one to do because this GCF of an x is going to equal 0 at the end. And then you have factoring this. So I have negative 42, and I have negative 7, negative 11. So then my factors are going to be 14 and 3, negative 14 and 3. So we just bring this down. 6x squared minus 14x plus 3x minus 11 equals 0. So then you get 2x and then 3x minus 7. You're going to add 1 for the next GCF because 3 and negative 11 are prime. So it's 3x minus, should be a 7. 7 equals 0. So 2x plus 1 equals 0. 3x minus 7 equals 0. X equals negative 1/2. X equals 7 over 3. And those are your solutions. But you got to present them in the same set. So negative 1/2 and then 7/3.